hold that one right there. Cause it's the West Side Stories with Wes and Raul. They're doing comedy like some fucking fools. It's the West Side Story with your host Wes Brenner and Wes and Raul. How could it get much better? West Side Stories. Alright, welcome to another episode of West Side Stories podcast. I am your host, as always, Wes Brenner. Today with me we have Raul, very funny local San Diego comedian. Good to see you. Good to have you here.
Thank you, buddy. Here. Thanks for the invite. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
A little bit closer.
Yeah, a little closer.
Brings back memories.
You can pull. Yeah, you can pull that like there, and it'll. Or also, what we can do is bring it a little higher, and then you can kind of slightly like.
There we go.
Do that so that it sits at a spot where it's not gonna.
Perfect. There we go.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, no hands.
There you go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What's up, buddy? Here we are.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, but you'll have to just keep it pretty relatively close. Like like that. But if you want to sit back, you can move it. You know what I mean? Move it closer. So but just so it's
science experiment right here. There we go.
I know. It's weird. One day I'll have some better equipment that actually pick up from a distance and stuff. But yeah, man. Cool. Thanks for coming and doing the pod, bro. After work, before the mics and stuff. Fucking, yeah, dude. How's comedy been for you lately?
Comedy's been fun, buddy. I think I'm finally at that stage where how do I say this? I'm over the whole being like nervous on stage and jittering.
Yeah.
Now I'm having fun. I'm on the roll. Yeah, I might bomb here and there, but you know what? I know these jokes work, so fuck it. I'll try them again next time.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to have some.
So it's been fun. Now I can say it's fun. I'm having fun. I'm just going here, going there.
Yeah, no, that's tight, dude. That's a good. How long have you been doing it?
Non-stop. I started in the summer in June.
Okay, cool.
Doing consistently 3 to 5 open mics a night.
Yeah, hell yeah.
First time I ever tried it was in 2019.
Sick.
And I would do it like once or twice a year for the first 5 years.
Yeah.
And then eventually this summer I decided, you know what? I just got to stick with it and
That's
see.
Cool, yeah. So you got a little trickle before the stream, started or whatever, before it started.
I got my feet wet. I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I like that, man. It's a fun time. I've only been doing it for 2 years now. I just hit 2 years, I think, and it's still one of those things that you're like such, there's such a length of time to really get good at comedy that it's you spend time doing it, but then you're just like, wow, okay, there's so much more to do, but you get better and you learn more, and so it gets more enjoyable than the time that you're spending, because you start to understand the process a little bit more and stuff.
Might have spoken too soon 6 months in, because in 6 months I went through all the rainbow of emotions, I'll stop for a week or two, and then it's I gotta push myself to do it, and I don't want to do it, but I'm like, dude, just do it. You were doing it before. Then I forced myself to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure there's more of that. I don't know what to come.
Totally. Yeah, well, it's ups and downs. And, I think it really does, kind of, your personal, whatever's happening in your life and your emotional health and all of that, dictates how much you're going to want to do stand-up, because there's times when, just same thing for me, dude. Even, every day this last week and the last couple of weeks I've been it's a battle to get myself to get up. I keep having these horrible habits where I'll eat right in the middle of the day, or a big ass meal. I won't eat, then I'll eat right in I don't know, 3 hours before the mics or whatever.
Okay.
And then I'll just get hella tired, get the food coma, and then I'll just be like, fuck it, I'm just going to lay down and nap. And then I'll just nap for hours, and then it ends up getting to the time that I'm supposed to go, and at that time I'm so groggy and delirious. Yeah, it's already dark out, and I'm taking my pants off and shit, maybe under the covers or whatever, but I'm or even if I'm on top of them, but I'm still just I'm not going. And it's so easy to just make the excuse and be fuck it, nope, I'm just not going, and then you just keep doing that.
No, you're right. I totally agree. This happened to me this weekend. I signed up for an open mic. I was just tired of there. That time I was tired at it. I don't do any physical labor, so I was actually doing a lot of physical labor.
Yeah.
Saturday, and it was 10 o'clock, around there, and you know what? I forgot what time the mic started. It was a late one.
Yeah.
I'm just going to lay back for a bit.
Exactly.
Before you know it, I wake up, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Fucking missed it.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then someone texted me, hey, I looked at my phone, where are you? You're second on the list. Oh, well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens.
Exactly. No, and then you just get too comfortable doing that, you know, because it's like you're just like, it's like I tried to write a joke about that, but like it's just like the drug of like canceling plans and staying in is like almost like a bigger dopamine hit or bigger high than any like drug you could do. Just being like, nope, I'm not doing anything. Like that thing that I'm supposed to go do, I'm blowing it off. I'm staying home. It's such a nice feeling. Like, and then later you regret it, but in the moment you're just like, I don't want to move. Like, I just want to lay here. And especially like that's almost why like even though like it kind of sucks to be like, you know, I mean, I like haven't had like a relationship since like my last serious relationship which was like almost 4 years ago now, like 3 years ago or something. Like it was like about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago, something like that. But it's been a minute, and you know what I mean. I've like hooked up with a couple people here. I've fucked a lot of hookers, you know what I mean, as the as the podcast viewers know. But I haven't had like a serious relationship. But I almost am like grateful a little bit, even though I'm like, oh, kind of lonely sometimes, you know. And it's like it would be nice. It's nice to have that companionship.
It would be nice, yeah.
But at the same time, it would be a deterrent from your comedy. So yeah, we might nailed it there, baby. Yeah. No, it would be a full deterrent. Like you're not like if you have a nice booty to like cuddle with and like a cute girl to like hang out and just chill and talk to and like watch Netflix with, and like you're like, I'm not going to that open mic.
Totally
like
agree.
Instead of going to an open mic with 6 people that you're gonna bomb at and then fucking be like, why did I wait an hour? You know what I mean? When I have a beautiful girl at home who's now getting mad at me, like, who's now texting other dudes and getting mad at me because like I'm fucking out chasing my dreams, and she's gonna be supportive, but in the back of her head she's like, oh, I want you to stay here, and then it's so easy for you to go, oh, I'm just gonna stay here. So it's like that is a good thing, you know what I mean? And maybe that's what we just are as incels tell ourselves, but at the same time it's like
I totally agreeable. Like some open mic comics come to mind that I know have, you know, girlfriends and partners, and I don't see them that much. Like if I'm committed the whole week and I'm doing mics every night, like there's certain people that I won't see often because that's they have a girlfriend at home. They're like, you know, well, nice, must be nice to be them, you know, good for them.
Yeah, my girlfriend is ketamine. That'll make me miss mics. Like I'll just, if I'm doing K or like in a fucking binge of like a couple days doing K, like it will make me not go to mics because I'm just like, I'm like high and I'm like, I don't feel funny. I feel like it's going to be hard to do a set right now. I'm not like inspired or like by any of my jokes right now. I hate all my material because I haven't written for 2 days or whatever. And so I don't have anything new, because if I don't have anything new, I don't really like get that excitement to go out as much. Like if I'm on a good routine and I'm on a good roll and I'm like doing the same set everywhere and I'm getting up, like, you know, like if it's like a Monday then a Tuesday where you like get up 5 times on a Monday, then like 3 or 4 times on a Tuesday or whatever, and then you're like in a good rhythm, you know what I mean? Then I feel like I can do the same jokes a little bit and be happier with them because I'm like, I'm tweaking them, I'm like like I'm getting the beats like to them back, you know. But like if I'm fucking if I wait a couple of days and stuff, then, or if I'm doing K and stuff and I'm like not really going up every day, then it's so easy for me to be like, I just want to stay home. So like I'm like, I know I should, and I try and like bully myself and it'd be like, go out, dude, you should have to. But it's so easy sometimes to be like, all I want to do is just chill. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go bomb. I don't feel funny tonight. Like I feel like I'm just gonna go out and embarrass myself, and like everybody's like, fuck this dude, you know. And then, you know,
but right now that you mentioned about doing the same material, I have something similar to that where I have the same oldie, you know, goodies, same jokes that I know work. Yeah. But you're right. Sometimes like I have nothing new to try or say, and I question myself. Now, because again, you never know if there's going to be an audience, but how do I put this into words? Sometimes I'll show up and there isn't an audience. I have nothing new. I don't want to go up, but I'm already there. Yeah. But like, fuck it, I'll go up because all the comics there, they've heard my stuff.
Exactly.
So if there is a crowd, and I was, you know, and I did have like one new joke idea or whatever, a bit that I made longer, like, you know what, I was gonna do it, but I'll just stick to what I know works because there's an audience here and I'm gonna enjoy it and have fun. But if they're not there, I'm just, you know, trying to see what I can
exactly.
say,
No, that's kind of what I stick to too. It's kind of like a good general rule of thumb, I think, just to like, yeah, when there's new audience members who aren't comics who haven't heard your material, try out your material on them. No comic who has heard all of your stuff is gonna think badly of you for that, because they're like gonna do the same thing. Like everybody just wants to get pops of these people. Yeah. They want to get some laughter going, and everybody wants a good room. Everybody wants a hot room. You know, they want a crowd that's laughing and having fun. So you don't want to tank it with all new shit if you're just like, oh, let me, you know what I mean? I do that too. Like I'll have like some new shit and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try new shit tonight. Then I go out, then it's like actually like a decently packed crowd of like actual audience members, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going back to the other shit because this is the kind of hot crowd. Everybody else is crushing with actual like tried and true shit. Let me just do that too instead of fucking. Oh, it's my cat. You're not allergic to cats, are you?
No.
Okay. Well, it's not actually my cat. It's my roommate's, but he likes to chill. Yeah.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
Yeah, he's a stoner cat, dude. He likes the secondhand fucking smoke, probably. But no, yeah, fucking. I feel that though. Like when I go up and like. But then, yeah, when there's comics, I don't want to do anything that they've heard, even though, like, I get so self-conscious about that.
Me too.
And it's like most of the time, nobody's listening to our material. Like 90% of the comics in the audience, even if they're there, are not really paying attention.
I'm learning that now.
You know what I mean? They're not, like, we don't remember each other's bits to that degree. Like if you hang out with somebody every day and you go a mic every day with them, you start to learn their act. But there's definitely like also many people who like could not tell you one of their jokes, and I've seen them do it fucking hundreds of times. But it's just like there's some people's jokes that stick with you, there's some that don't. But I get self-conscious where I'm like, oh dude, everybody knows every fucking joke. If I do any of these, I'm a fucking hack. They've all heard me do it. They're all like, you know what I mean? You just feel like
I became more self-conscious because there's this one audience member who's tried, you know, going up once or twice, and he's more of an audience member. And I see him often, once a week. And then one day we're just talking and he tells me, dude, like, why do you always do the same jokes? And I'm like,
the audience member?
He was an audience member who's gone up twice.
Oh my God. This was at fucking Peter D's?
Nah, this was at Main Tab.
Okay.
And then this guy made me so self-conscious. And like, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, I didn't go for like a month because I didn't have anything new.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's an audience member who just sits there and he hardly laughs. He'll chuckle. But it's like,
no, it sucks the shit that gets in your head, bro. Yeah. I feel you.
So I didn't go there for a month, and then it forced me to try to write something new, and like, which is good.
No, it is good. It is good. You do need to like work on shit. Like it is like good, but it does suck when like you get that feedback and it throws you back because you're just like, well, one, it's not even coming from a comic. It's coming from an audience. Yeah,
so
where
that's
why
like, it impacts you more. Like,
I guess that does.
And he's got up like twice. I'll give him that. He's tried, but he's just kind of like talk shit and
you're like, yo, like go write some shit, bro. Like you write something. It's like,
but he has like funny stories. You know, he'll just start rambling, and then eventually get a little laugh,
get a pop off it. Yeah. No, I mean I feel it, but yeah, that is kind of crazy. But I do like the same thing. Like I fucking had like a fight with one of my homies in comedy and shit. We just got into like an argument and like stopped talking for a couple. Like 2 weeks or something, and then we like patched it up, and like he's my boy still, but in that like we both said some like nasty things to each other in the fucking when we were like blowing up at each other or whatever, and like he definitely like, you know, said like, oh, you're not funny, you're a hack, you know, all this stuff, which like later he was like, dude, I'm like, I was just trying to be mean, you know, I'm trying to hurt your feelings or whatever, but it definitely did because I do like I regard him as a very funny person with good jokes and stuff. So like it was in my head, even though I like knew, like I'm like, I know he's just trying to fuck with me. Like even like when we were still fighting, I'm like, I know he's just trying to fuck with me. And like Link's trying to go out of that because I have that window open. But I'm like, yeah, I know he's trying to fuck with me. Like I know it's But then it still got in my head where I still was just like, I was like, damn, like, dude, fucking, I'm not funny. Like, I suck. Like, I stopped, like, posting as many podcast clips and shit because
of that.
Yeah, because he was like, fucking, like, he's like, dude, your fucking podcast is so stupid. Like, nobody likes it. Like, blah, blah, blah. Which, again, he would, like, if he ever sees this, like, he's my boy. It's like one of my best friends.
We're not dropping names.
No. And he knows it's like, everybody knows who this is probably, but it's fine. But I'm saying, like, we had this conversation, so I'm not saying throwing shade at all. Like, it was just like we were both saying like super hurtful shit. And it's also pretty true. Like, there's honestly not that many people who watch this podcast. Like, there's like probably like a core audience of like 3 people, and then maybe like other people have viewed it and shit. But like, but we're still slowly growing. We have 41 subscribers. So thank you. Like,
that's something.
Like and subscribe, guys. Like,
before you know it, like this will get like X amount of views, it'll surpass our expectations like 3-4 years from now. You're like, oh
yeah, and that's what I'm looking for is like 10 years. Like, I'm not like, I'm not even trying to like obviously like if like I've been doing comedy for 2 years, the podcast has been going for almost a year, less than a year, but like over 6 months, and like it's like I want to do those things for like at least 10 years before I'm like, let me reevaluate. And if at that point I'm still like at the same level of like success, at the same level of like funniness, at the same level of all these things, like then maybe I'll be like, you know what, maybe it's time to veer in another direction. But I think 10 years is kind of that like base cap of like, that's what people say it takes to get funny and shit.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because I also ask myself, like, how long will I do this for? Yeah. What's my ultimate goal?
Yeah.
Right now is having fun, making people laugh. Because if people laugh, then I have fun.
Exactly. No, it's fun.
I don't know what my long-term goal is, because I could tell you, like, we're talking, if I were to happen, to be in a relationship or start a family, I don't think I would dedicate as much time to this as I do.
Yeah,
I'll probably go to the mic once or twice a week. Or maybe I'm at the stage where I can be more consistent with it, because now, like, I'm getting like shows, Yeah. But right now it's more of having fun, just being out there, and because I have all the time in the world, I have no one at home waiting for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll stay up
and that's
late.
a blessing. That is a blessing.
I have no responsibility, so I could focus 100%.
Yeah, and it's a community. Comedy is a community too. So you get friends out of the deal too. You get to hang out with these people who like you see every night, and eventually you develop relationships with. I mean, obviously some people are more cold-shouldered or more like standoffish when you start comedy, or even down the line they kind of switch up or whatever. Like, it's people have their own things going on, their own emotions, and I'm an insecure little fuck, so I get like always I take things the wrong way always, and like somebody will like not say hi or like fucking throw me like a fucking loose limp or fucking limp wrist pound or some shit, and I'm like, the fuck, I'm like, this person fucking hates me, and then like later they'll be chilling, I'm like, oh, maybe they don't hate me. Like
there's some people that come to mind that I've never interacted with them. We never even said hi, and it's like I have nothing against them, but like
you see me every night, and you can't even.
I try
nod.
to do like a nod, hand acknowledgement, and I don't even get that back.
Oh, for sure, I have multiple people who do
and
that.
There's people like
still.
that, and I'm just like, well, whatever. Like,
bro,
I never did anything to them.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
I don't know why
I have
like
so
that.
many people like that. That's just how comedy is. Like, that's just people are just fucking kind of douchey, and like the thing is that then you kind of honestly, you sort of like, I mean, we all try and stay not that way, but I feel like you do get a bit jaded, and at a certain point you kind of do that, not to like new people, but like from like you'll be like, oh well, if you're gonna do that to me, like I'm not gonna make an effort to fucking keep nodding to you every time. Like if every time you're just like gonna be like cold shoulder and a dick, at a certain point I'm gonna stop
acknowledging.
Yeah, I'm
looking at them
exactly.
Like,
I'm like, cool, we can ignore the fucking. I don't care. Like, I mean, there's still a little part of me that's like, well, I'm a little offended. I mean, because I'm like, I'd like to be chill with everybody, but then I realize that not everybody is gonna be chill with everybody. People have different things. You might rub them the wrong way. They might have a little jealousy. They might just think you're a fucking dumbass or an idiot. Like who lots of people, think that about me for sure. I know. Just because I'm like a loud person who isn't, you know what I mean? I'm very loud. I'm always smoking weed. It's just all of these things that can get stigmatized really easy. And I understand it. It's not like I'm oblivious to my what like I put out, but it's like I do, like I I am myself, so I can't like be completely apologetic for that, but I try and reel it in certain situations, and I like to just like, I feel like generally I'm a friendly guy, so it's like I like to hang with people, I like to talk to people, but yeah, it's like, I don't know, people can be very standoffish in comedy, and it is weird sometimes where you're like, all right, dude, like I'm just trying to say hi, like fucking, but then again, people have other shit going on in their lives too that we don't know, because we always see each other for just a segment of the day. You know, just these fragments of the day. We don't know what else is happening in somebody's life. You know, they could be having some crazy shit. Then they come here, and then maybe they don't nod at you, and then you're like, fuck that person. But actually, they're like fucking in their head, like traumatized about some crazy shit that they're going through or whatever. So
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but you know, it's only a few. And I've been doing this for about 6 months now.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm friendly with almost everyone. I at least acknowledge them, smile, nod.
Exactly.
Even if I don't never really engage in conversation. There's people I haven't engaged in conversation, but we still kind of like acknowledge each other. Hey, what's up, man?
Exactly. Like this is the longest conversation we've had.
Yeah.
But it's like we can't. every time I see you, I'm happy to see you. I'm like, oh, what's up, Raul? Yeah, good, friendly person. So yeah, exactly. I enjoy that kind of energy too, just because it's like we are in a community, and so it's like I think it's much more enjoyable to be kind of nice or whatever. Just be at least just like just neutrally, and because I think that like even just a nod is just that's neutral. That's not like acknowledgement. It's like it's a basic human.
I don't have to shake your hand. I'm not gonna give you a hug.
Dude,
I'm not gonna
like, nothing. We don't even
sit
have to
and talk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just oh hey, you again. But it's like some people are too cool for that, and you're like, all right, bro, like whatever, dude. Like, but yeah, sometimes it rubs you the wrong way. If like you have a shitty set or some shit, and then somebody does that, and you're like, I fucking hate comedy. Like maybe I'll just never come back, bro. Like,
it happens.
And then you write a new joke, and you're like, all right, fuck it, I gotta go try this shit. Gotta go get back up there, get some laughs.
But you know, I give it up to a lot of comics, as you said, most of the time comics aren't listening to your jokes. And I would say at first I would listen to them a lot, to other people's jokes, because I would literally stay in the audience for a long time.
Yeah. So now funny how you get jaded. I know.
Yeah,
it's so
now
funny.
I walk out, now I leave. I guess I'm at that point where I just don't want to listen to them.
Yeah, you're like, I've heard these jokes all.
But there's some people out there that like, it seems like almost every week they have something new going on.
No, for sure.
And
there's
like, that's
people,
good.
Like Ben Kellner's always got something new usually.
People have something new.
Fucking...
I don't.
Who else is very prolific like that? Fucking.
Like even if they're ideas or thoughts or things that they're working on.
Matt. I don't see Matt do sets a lot, but Matt Eisen.
I'll have like a joke idea, and I'll be at it for a month.
Eisendraff, was that it? I forget.
I think I know who it is.
He's always got great material. He's very funny. Taryn Heffley, very funny. Like. I don't know, but there's some people, that just always have new, and you're just like, hell yeah, dude, like that's.
At least they're trying new stuff, you know.
Like, Andrew does a lot of new, actually. Andrew Wilmore. He tries like a decent amount of new.
Some other guy, I forgot his name. It seems like he always has something new. Like I'll see him, for example, at El Cid. I don't go to El Cid often, but I do go, and he's always there. Yeah, like this guy always has something new, and he's working on it. It might get a chuckle, might not get nothing, but he's on it. Like. I admire that.
Yeah, dude. My boy PJ, shout out Social Junkies podcast in Seattle. But my boy PJ, he was always like very like big proponent in that. Like fucking write new shit, keep doing new shit. Don't just like like it's like funny to like it'll be funnier to you to like and more enjoyable to the audience and everybody if like especially because when you're into a joke. It's going to go better. Like, if you're not really into it, if you kind of, like, are stale on a joke, and you're like, oh, whatever, I'm just doing a set, but you're, like, phoning it in, like, the audience can, like, tap in on that pretty easily, you know what I mean? Where they're like, we know you're not as into this, like, as when you wrote it, or when, you're not just you're not really excited to tell it. Okay. You're just like, oh, whatever, fucking, why the chicken cross the road? Like, it's just, you're not like, hey, fucking, you guys get this? Like, like.
I usually never try to ask the audience for their opinion. I see some comics do it.
Yeah.
No, nothing? What do you guys think? No, not. Like,
I that's just go.
Crazy.
That's
there's
crazy.
There's no chuckles, no laughs. I keep going. Fuck it.
Yeah, the opinion is stated in the laughter or the
absent of the laughter.
Exactly. That was the word I was looking for.
Just a chuckle, like, I'm not giving up yet. I'm gonna try differently. I think the idea is
I had the
funny,
absence of grammar, right
but it's
there.
like, well, I didn't get a reaction, but I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I don't get the reaction I want. I'll get like
many
reactions
times,
of like, ooh, like they'll believe it, and they're like,
yeah. Or
oh,
you get like, or you get like on like some little side part of it, like a tag, like a little side tag or a setup or something. They like react in a way that you're like, no, like let me get to the thing.
That's not
like,
it yet. Wait.
Yeah, whoa, chill, like don't go like. Yeah, it sucks when like it throws your momentum off or something. You're like, hey, like hold on, like I gotta get there. Don't step on my premise before I can get to the punch. Like.
Yeah, and then people try to have conversations with you, and you're like building into it, and you kind of you don't want to ignore them. You kind of want to acknowledge them, but sometimes you do kind of talk over them. Like I saw that happen to you at Peter D's this Monday. Like
dude, this Monday I was
like,
so mad.
like 4 drunk kids there.
There was 4 drunk Navy fucking,
and they were just like trying to have the conversation with you.
I know, like it was horrible. All my jokes were going horrible. Then I went into like my hooker material, and they did like the hookers for a minute, so they were like, yeah, hookers. But then like hookers got a big pop. But then, like, again, that's exactly actually what I'm, like, referring to when I was saying, like, when people are, like, talking during your setups. But it was, like, literally, like, same thing. Like, then they're just talking to me. Or, yeah, they're just talking during my setup and shit. And I'm like, God damn it, you guys, like, fucking, like, chill, dude. Like, I don't need...
Mr. Deeds.
I don't need help, bro. I don't need help with it. Like, Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, let's watch some Mr. Deeds.
Okay, we'll throw that on the
It's a great film. I used to love that film.
Mr. D is pretty fire. It's a little bit too emotional than that. Like it gets me. It gets me. Well, I just don't like to feel emotion. Like I like to just numb. I like funny movies to like make me laugh and not make me like sad. And Mr. D's is a little bit sad just because, but it's not as sad as Click. Mm-hmm. Click is crazy sad. That's like I was crying in the theater for that.
Wow.
Oh, definitely. But I cry very easily for movies. Like Mr. Deeds, I'll cry at too for sure. Like
when you're high or just normal.
I mean, I'm always high. There's never a time I'm not high on weed. But no, yeah, just normal too. Like that's just that's not the weed. The weed probably numbs that a little bit more. I don't think like I'm more in touch with emotion with weed. I guess you do get more in touch with emotion with weed, but I'm always high, so I don't know. But I'm also like a sensitive like person, and so then like I don't know, when I watch visual like media is very easily I'm easily able to like kind of go with it and just be like taken away and then be like swallowed up into this where I'm like and I'm like I'm feeling something, which is why I like the funnier, like I like Little Nicky more than I like Mr. Deeds, because it's just like
Big Daddy
more funny, less, but Big Daddy's still too, exactly, because kids, anything with kids like always gets me, especially little girls, because I have a little sister, so it's like anything with like a daughter or like a sons too, but daughter, I'm like instant waterworks always. Then like pet stuff, I don't, pet any animals or whatever, that can be instant waterworks.
I think we have that in common, stuff, dude. Like I'll be on social media scrolling and you get these ads to donate, and if I listen long enough, my eyes will get moist when you hear this person's story. Like there's a guy on Instagram, this Canadian dude that does like volunteer work in South America, Aaron Murphy. And I'll be watching his videos how
he's talking about how like fucked up like
or you
the people
like
have it and
the
shit.
Family.
Yeah, he's like talking
the
to them
family,
and shit.
The kids.
Yeah.
They never owned a bicycle.
Sure, dude, that shit will get me
go
so
and buy them a bicycle.
Oh, dude, I know. It's so it's just you see like this little kid for the first time getting to like ride a bike and shit, and they're just like in this like war torn country, but then they get this little moment of reprieve from this horrible existence they live. Oh, dude, for sure. That always gets me. I'm like,
shout out
especially
to
when
Aaron
it's real.
Murphy, yeah,
especially when it's real, dude. You're like, this is so sweet and beautiful. Like, dude, that shit always 100% of the time gets me. I'm just like, God damn it, bro, it's so beautiful.
And I'll donate like $20 and feel good about myself, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, dude, this guy's doing a good cause. Let me throw him some bread to help out. And shit.
What happened to Mr. Deeds? Rewinded. I remember. Yeah, you had to rewind back in the day.
Yeah, dude. But we'll throw this on.
Where'd you get those VHS players? You've had them for a while, or you yard sale? Like, where do you find them nowadays?
I get them at Swap Meet, at the Swap Meet, dude, at Kobe Swap Meet.
Okay.
Yeah, that fucking Kobe Swap Meet, you can find those for like $10.
I haven't seen that video footage from the Peppers.
$10. Yeah, this is them. Like, this is live like
years, like
compilation. 90s, huh? Yeah, this is when they still had fucking or this was oh yeah, wait, I think is Hillel? No, it's Frusciante's in the band. Yeah, I think Frusciante's right there. Yeah, so this had to be like I think this was Mother's Milk era. This was probably Mother's Milk, which was the first album that they did with Frusciante, and then Blood Sugar Sex Magic was the second one.
It's a great band. I saw.
Yeah, they're fun.
They came last year to San Diego? Or 2 years ago? I saw them twice.
Nice. Yeah, I've seen them twice. Okay, cool. Yeah,
every time they come.
Yeah, I saw them like on the last 2 tours actually, because I saw them in Seattle the first time, and then the second time this last year I flew out to the Gorge in Washington, and like for my mom's birthday, me and her went and saw
cool.
it. It was fun time for sure. But yeah, no, man, the Chili's are definitely a cool fucking band. Like, have you ever read his book?
No, Scar Tissue, but I heard a lot of things about it.
Yeah, it's a good book. It's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely like kind of fucked up. Like, there's some fucked up shit. Like
That's what I heard.
He like doxes himself about like fucking a like 15-year-old. Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, it's pretty fucked. That part, you're like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, what the fuck?
And he got away with it,
he got in front of yeah, he did the like 8 Mile. He's like, I do live in a trailer park. I am a bum. Like, I do live with my mom's. Like, he was like, yo, if I say this first, they can't Me Too me. He's like, yo, I already got it in the book. Like, I wrote about it. Like, it's confessional, baby.
There you go. Yeah.
As long as you fucking
talk about it.
As long as you fucking,
I guess, show some remorse. I don't know.
Admit to your sins, that you will be forgiven under the name of the
That's why religion
Father
works.
and Holy Spirit. Yeah, you can fuck children. You just have to tell God about it. Repent for your sins. Yeah, as long as you repent, dude. You have a couple little boy booties. That's the church. That's a priest's rule, dude. They're like, we have to fucking have the boy booties,
Hey, with all this, going back to VHS and videos, would you happen to have a video recorder? Those handheld, big ass ones. You remember those?
Yeah,
You had to keep that pointer in your eye and like kind of.
Yeah, the old school video.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be. I don't have one of those. I'm sure you can find one of those at the swap meet too. I feel like then when you're getting into all that, it's like so much like more gear than it is fucking like now. Like, I mean, it would be cool, I guess, to just make one novelty kind of thing here and there where you're just shooting like some select like moments and stuff, and you put it together and then you have a videotape. It would be cool. I'm not opposed to it.
But too much work.
But it would be a lot of work. It's like if I had that kind of expendable income, I would do something like that. Like
and
if somebody was just like, boom, and time.
Like imagine shooting this with one of those, But then you have to digitalize it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do that kind of thing. That would be crazy. Like that's what I mean on just like doing select things, like stuff like the everyday like filming and shit. It's just like it's so much easier with a fucking
pop it
phone.
In, pop it out.
It's you can record. You can just upload it right from your phone and shit. I don't even do any editing on the podcast. Like I literally
bother.
Exactly. I know. I just fucking
fuck it. Let's go.
I know exactly. I'm like, don't say anything incriminating, people. Like I can't take it out. Like we have to scrap.
Delete the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Scrap the whole episode or fucking
do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Do it again. Yeah. And once you're like 40 minutes in, you're like, fuck, we're not doing it again. Like Then you're like, no, I've done that a couple of times. Like there's been a couple of podcasts where I like when I was first like figuring it out, like there's been a couple that I like didn't hit record or like it died and I didn't see that like the batteries died, like because now I
just kept talking.
And I just kept talking. And I'm just like at a certain point like, fuck, dude, like we fucking aren't recording. Like, and then somebody's like, really? Like, god damn it, bro. Like I actually, it was so funny because I've got one episode, shout out to the episode with Junesy, but like at one point, like he did one of the first pods I did and I lost it, but he said like he had like just smoked crack earlier that night, like for one of his first times smoking crack, and then like he showed up there and then we did the podcast and he like said a bunch of crazy like incriminating shit, or like some incriminating and then just some shit that he was just like, I'm just trying to keep that, like he was just like not trying to put it out, but he didn't say don't put it out. Like he was like, yeah, we're all good, but then like it didn't record. So then I was like, we were like, oh shit, it didn't even work. Blah, blah.
Meant to be.
And then we like did another podcast like weeks or months later, once he got back into town, which is on fucking, it's up. You guys, if you're watching this, you want to go check that one out, go look at the Psychedelic Cookies Part 1 and 2 with Junesy. That's, I forget, it's like 31 or 30, something like that, 29. Anyways, you'll find it. But that episode we do briefly talk about that night, and like, because he was like, because I started being like, oh yeah, tell the story about like you like in the shackles or on the bus and stuff, and he was like, I told you guys about that?
What do you know about
and I was
that?
like, yeah. And then I like tell him like, yeah, tell the story about like going to Mexico and like being a fugitive, and like he's like, bro, like he's like, I told you guys all that shit. And I was like, damn, like I smoked crack that night, I forgot. And I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, well, it's a good thing I didn't put that fucking podcast out. Yeah, because he probably would have been pissed.
Kids, take it easy on the crack.
Yeah, crack's like a truth serum, guys. You do crack, you're gonna tell all of your fucking stories. It's like it's like, what was that shit? Veritaserum in Harry Potter. Damn, dude, I'm fucking Harry Potter trivia wizard. Did you ever read the books?
Nah.
Oh, dude.
I know who the guy is. Like, I recognize him.
Those are magical Bibles. The movies are trash, but the books are
as growing up as a kid, I used to love Goosebumps.
Oh yeah,
that's what I love watching and reading.
It was kind of scary for me. I'm a bitch. I'm a little bitch.
No, and then I got older.
It was terrifying. Now I think it's cool. Now, like aesthetically, I think like
now I don't, because now I don't think they're scary. Now I think ahead. I'm like,
yeah,
nah, that's not.
Well, I don't think it's. I just think aesthetically. Like I think like a Goosebumps T-shirt or like you know what I mean. Like there's a lot of things like that now. Exactly. Like there's a lot of things like that now that like
it will look cool.
I like the fucking the mythos of it. I like the fucking the fucking aesthetic of it, but I can't actually indulge in the like the thing itself. Like it's the same with like a lot of video games. Like it's like video games, I'm not really like good because I have like fucking horrible ADHD, and I like just like I can never like sit and do one thing. Like I have to like I'll be like listening to a podcast and like doing something else, like writing or on my phone or like whatever, and then like also then I'm getting up like 16 times and like going like I like can never sit still. And so like
that's
video
amazing.
games I'm like not good at like I can play it with people for a couple of rounds or whatever if it's like we're fucking Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros or whatever, but like but yeah, I can't really focus on that shit. It's like, so like video games, like I love Zelda, but I can't play Zelda. Like I can't play through Zelda. I could play for like 10 minutes and then I'm bored.
So you would be a terrible air traffic controller.
Yeah, probably. Why? They have to focus
so much. You got to keep checking the airplanes. Where are they at? What altitude? Who's landing? Where they're holding?
Oh, I thought I would just be the dude with the fucking orange cones.
It's as dangerous for you to be anywhere,
Yeah. They're like, don't put him down there. Like he fucking is just. I was guiding them like into another plane. Like, oh my bad, dude. Like I honestly didn't even look, bro. I had my headphones in. I was watching this YouTube video like on my Apple Watch right here. Can you watch videos on your Apple Watches?
I don't know.
I don't have one.
I don't have one either. Cause
never had one.
Bad enough I spend too much time on my phone.
Yeah.
I look at my daily average.
Oh, I don't look at that.
Oh, man.
I don't look at that. I will never look at that. I already know how much I spend. Like, I don't need a number to make me more depressed about how much time I'm fucking wasting just scrolling like Instagram or like TikTok. I mean, I don't really get on TikTok except for like posting shit. But yeah, Instagram, it's an easy one to like kind of just scroll, and then you're like, oh, what the fuck
I tell you this,
doing?
I have the what do you call it, the reminder how much time you're on Instagram, so I can
god, yeah, see, I can't
put it away.
It goes off in 2 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. Like I get up, I'm on my phone.
I didn't even get to do it.
Like I don't even go to the bathroom, and I get the notification like you've been on it for an hour. And I just started the day.
Does
and I was
it lock you out?
No, it doesn't. But it just tells you, and you got to click OK. So it makes you self-conscious. Like, all right,
it makes
do I just close the app and not use it for the rest of the day?
Yeah,
I might get like an hour or two in, but
yeah, that's good though. That is good. So having that kind of self-discipline is super hard. Like I do the same thing where I'll just delete the app and I'll delete Facebook off my phone, just so that I'm not being distracted by it, and then I'll re-download it when I need to post some shit, and then I'll usually like have it for like I'll kind of forget, or I'll be like, all right, I'm good now. But whenever I feel like I'm checking it too much, or I'm kind of like just feeding off like a negative energy from that, I'll be like, let me just delete it so I stop opening it, because it's a habit. It's a bad habit to just open your phone.
I don't have that much self-control, because like I have a work phone too, and I tell myself, you know what, I'm gonna go out and about, but I'm gonna leave my phone here. I'll take the work phone in case I do need to make a call.
Yeah, but then
I'm like,
you'll be
I'd rather take my phone.
Just in case. Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be a good exercise. Just leave it at home, and one afternoon, and just
dude, it's hard. Like when you lose your phone now, because you're like on it so much that when you like lose your phone, you start to like freak out. Like I lost my phone the other day. It was in my car.
More with it than a wallet.
Oh yeah, because you're like, what the fuck, and you're like, I can't contact anybody. Nobody can contact me. Like I can't, and you just start to freak out. You're like, I need to check all these things. Which is like, no, you don't. Nothing is on there. There's no new anything. Like you could not have your phone. No one's texting you.
Same person sending me memes. Like
no one's sending me memes. Like I'm like, nobody is like hitting me up. Like so I'm like, I don't need to be checking that shit. But then like, it's just a weird like. Fucking, it's like a security blanket, and that's what makes you freaked out about this, like all the technological advances and shit, because it's like, dude, we're so dependent and addicted on these things, and then it's just gonna be like once it's in your head, like, oh, you get the Neuralink, and it's like, oh, it's part of you, or like, I don't know, just seeing that like level of dependency on this like technological device just makes me be like, oh man, that sucks.
We'll see what happens, because I think the world goes in phases.
Yeah,
I think there's gonna be a generation that won't rely so much on it. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just talking smack, but even with cars, I think cars got too advanced. I can see them going back to the basics. Like they're too computer controlled.
I don't know though. I don't think it's gonna. People are going backwards. I mean, I think that people like me who love like for example, I've got all this VHSs in here, so like I think that there are people who appreciate the older, like more outdated things, but I think that like the general population,
they're not,
is about like tech movement, like or like progress forward, just keep on.
Yeah, but when it comes to cars, I see how expensive they are to diagnose and fix like these newer cars, or they have more issues that 20-year-old cars wouldn't give you that soon. Then I'm like, you know what, that technology even from 20 years ago on vehicles, I feel gives you less headaches than the new one coming out.
Yeah, but I think it's just a stigma thing. So I think most people, I'm not talking about like most people. Everybody who like is at our fucking tax bracket or our fucking whatever, like financial level, I think is going to be like, yeah, let me just get like whatever I can afford, and that's probably usually going to be like a 10 years at least or more, like 10 years ago or more model vehicle, because you're just like, I can't buy anything that was made in the last 5 years or whatever, whatever, because it's more expensive. But I think that like as a population, as a fucking general like, the earth as a whole, I think is just gonna want to keep forwarding, want to go, like people want flying shit probably, dude. They want fucking, you know what I mean? They want in 10 years to be like levitating and flying. Well, I feel you. I mean, I think that the best times ever were like when people didn't have cell phones and shit.
I agree.
Where communication was much harder, because the thing is, we have so much less gratitude. Like my mom told me an impactful thing once. Like she was talking to me about like how the feeling of like waiting outside of a record store early in the morning for the new drop of this new song that you couldn't find, you couldn't listen to it anywhere. You heard it one time on the radio,
that was it,
and you just got this little tease, and then you can't go listen to it again. Then you have to go buy it. You have to go stand out in the cold, and you get this album, and you're so stoked, and you get home and you put it on, you play it, and then it's like the feeling of that physical media.
Can't relive it.
There's no replicating that with fucking
with phones. Services.
Yeah, with phones, with streaming services, with like where it's just like every album is in the palm of our hand, and so we don't appreciate anything to the level that it was appreciated in that day, I
totally agree with that.
Yeah, so that's like it's hard to like miss out on that. Where it's like it is cool to have all these developments, but I'd rather have more scarcity but more appreciation, like.
Speaking of all that, I remember I was 21 when I got my first phone, so I still have a memory of what it's like to not be accessible and not worrying about what's happening. Because then again, social media back then, it was only MySpace, but I don't think MySpace made it into an app. You had to be on your computer.
How old are you?
35.
35. Okay, I'm 31. So
like you had to be on the computer to use MySpace. So when I had my flip phone, you couldn't really access MySpace on your flip phone.
Yeah, you're not like, it's like would barely even
so it
work.
was just a text and call.
It was great.
And everything was expensive.
It was great.
Yeah,
and it took so long to text that you're not sitting there doing paragraphs.
Exactly.
Like, you would hate that when a bitch would fucking be texting you paragraphs and you're like, bitch, this is going to take me like 7 years to like trying it.
Because, like, for example, number 2 had like 3 letters and you had to click through the whole sequence.
I think my second or third phone, I think I had one of those Motorola flip phones, like the Razor. I had a Razor first, but then like a year or two after that, I got a fucking BlackBerry flip
I never
phone.
had one, but I remember.
And that was when it had the full keypad. Okay. And that was when I was in like 7th grade when I started actually like hooking up with chicks and like really texting paragraphs to chicks. So I think that like came in handy, where it was like before you're on the Razor, you're just trying to fucking, pass these coded messages real quick, but then like the Blackberries were the love novels.
I remember the Nokia, they were like that big. My mom had one. And there was like a game that I would play on it.
Oh, yep. Snake?
The Snake one.
Snake was awesome. Fire, dude. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like video games anymore. Exactly. I like simplicity. Like, no games these days are like simple. They're not just like, oh, all you do is this and this and this. It's like there's so many features and so many, and it's too much. It's overwhelming to me.
Last time I played video games was when like the Grand Theft Auto Vice City came out.
Yeah.
That's the last time.
Yeah, because I love Vice City is super old.
That's the last time I played.
Yeah. Well, that was the best ones again, because then Grand Theft Auto, like, it's like the graphics get better, but then I feel like everything is more complicated, and it's just for somebody like me who's already bad at it and already like I need the most basic, easiest beginner level shit. Then it's just like, nope, you put too many things. I don't even care. The learning process to learn the game is way too much for me to stay invested or interested enough to where like my attention span is not going to stay on that for long enough to go through all of the dialogue and all of the here's how you use this move. And
so you probably did very well with Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
I liked Tony Hawk.
Simple.
I liked that. I did it on fucking dude. Those were actually some of the best
games.
Oh, some of the best video games times of my life were playing that on a fucking Mac, I think, or PC. So Mac, I think we had a PC Mac, but it was like on a Mac, fucking playing Tony Hawk. Like I forget which one it was, but it was one of the Pro Skaters, like Pro Skater 2 or something. And it was like I remember one of the levels so distinctly in my mind. Like it was like a fucking university campus or something. Like it was like a school campus or whatever.
That one.
Yeah, and like you could go up. There was like some parking garages you go into. You go into like all like some of the campus buildings, all this shit. And I remember hitting that level and just doing that with my little brother. My brother was like 2 years younger. We're not close anymore, but like at that time when we were really young, we used to like that. That was like our bonding, was playing these video games, kicking it all day and shit. And fucking dude, that game, I remember like that being like some of the best times of my life. And I've literally tried to like find that level and find that game and be like, let me recreate this. And then I like, it just never is the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was just a time when that was so tight. And now video games have gotten so good in graphics, but too complicated in the actual gameplay. Whereas like that shit was like, maybe the graphics weren't as good, but they were at the time fucking sick, because you don't know anything that much better. So you're like, these are pretty fucking sweet graphics, and the gameplay wasn't so complicated that I was like fucking 9 or 8 or whatever, and I was crushing that shit out. So I'm like, you know what I mean? But now as a fucking 31-year-old, I like look at these games and I'm like, too many buttons, dude. I haven't
even tried. I probably wouldn't even know what to do.
Oh, it's so hard, bro. It's
I'm like, you know what? I have a hard time trying to live my life. Now I want to live this character's life.
Exactly, dude. It feels like work. That's what I'm saying. It legitimately, like because I've tried to do that with like Harvest Moon, and also with like Animal Crossing, which is like this. Like Animal Crossing is just like a fucking task-based game where you just go. It's pretty much free, like free what is it, free range or free world map. I don't know these gaming terms, but it's like you're going around, you know what I mean? You can go wherever you want. A lot of people got into this game. It was on Switch like during the pandemic, and a lot of people got into like Animal Crossing. And it's like I loved the OG Animal Crossing because they were more simple, but this one, it's like it is simple, but there's also lots of other stuff you can do. I don't know, it just gets so boring to me after a certain, like I'm just like I can't, it feels like work. Like I feel like I'm doing a job, and then I'm like, well, I'm not getting paid for this. Yeah, and I'm not really having that much fun. Like it now feels like I'm having to work on something that, like, why? Like when you were younger, for me, it was like more like it was more rewarding. Like it was like you go through Pokemon and you get all these, like, you train your fucking team, and it like takes a long time to train them up, but you know it was like worth it. But now, like, the pixels on a screen, like evolving from a fucking Charmeleon to a Charizard, just doesn't do the same thing for me. Like, just I'm like, I don't care. Like, like whatever, you know. Yeah, like, it doesn't affect anything.
The last console I bought was the PS2. So after that, I have no knowledge of.
And I think the PS2 is a fucking classic, like, console. Like, I got one a couple years ago.
What happened? You pawned it.
I pawned it. Yeah, I ended up selling it for drugs. Because this is what happens. I get fucking bored. I don't play the games. And then I'm like, I want more drugs. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing ketamine. I want more ketamine. I don't want this game. I'm not, like, playing it. Yeah. Let me just go sell it. And then I'll go sell it. And
dude, I'm going to be here next week, and all your VHS collection, your VHS players, everything's gone. All you have is a whiteboard.
I did just go pawn or sell a record player yesterday for, like, $35, and I was like, this is so dumb. But it was because, like, I'll tell this crazy story, then we can probably wrap up in like 10 minutes because we're almost at an hour. But fucking dude, so there's this like hooker that I fucking have like hooked up with before. Yeah, I'd gone a couple back. No, I mean, I'm not trying to build anything. I'm out. After I hook up with a hooker a couple of times, I'm like, I would wait. I'm like done, because I'm like, I mean, even if we have a good rapport,
does she have your number?
And I just blocked her on everything. But she's had, but I get a lot of hookers. If I have a good time with a hooker, I'll usually get their number, because it's so much easier to text that person and have that time again than it is to go find somebody, put yourself out there again to maybe get, you know, busted by the cops, or maybe get robbed, or maybe get whatever, you know. Each time it's a gamble every time you go out and do it, which kind of is the adrenaline rush of it, I think, because you're like,
dude, you want an adrenaline rush? Jump out of an airplane, you know?
Yeah, no, that is true, but that's also costs money. I'd rather just almost get,
but it lasts about the same, you know, like a minute, you know?
Yeah, no,
a pleasure.
I watched people jump out of an airplane once, because I was like I got to ride up like in the plane, and I was strapped in, like, you know, in a seat, and then they opened the hatch and fucking 3 or 4 parachuters jumped out and then closed it back up.
I used to skydive before the pandemic.
Oh, really? Hell yeah, dude.
80 pounds ago.
I was going to say, is there a weight limit on that?
It was fun. Yeah, I did 120 jumps in a year.
Really? That's crazy, dude. That's fucking sick, dude. Good shit, fun. Bro. That's fucking... I would be scared to do that a little bit. I'm not, like, scared of heights, but I'm definitely, like... adrenaline shy.
The first one.
Yeah, I'm like adrenaline shy, where I'm like, ooh, that would be scary. I think I could do it. Like, if I had a chick who was like, yo, let's do this, and it was like I would do it. I'd be like I'd be like, fine, I'll do this, because I need like that kind of push. I want like somebody who like, I'm like, yeah, I want you to go do this too.
And I'm like, just do it together.
Exactly. Well, I would be very honest. I would be like, I'm completely like, this is terrified. Let's go. Like, I'd be like, I am terrified. Like, I'm not gonna be like, no, yeah, I'm not scared, girl. Like, I'm not scared, babe. But anyways, yeah, this hooker, like, she like, I've hooked up with her before, and then I've kind of been like, fuck this chick, like, and like blocked her number before. But she's hit me up a couple times, like, or whatever, like, got a different phone, hit me up, and then yesterday she like hit me up and she was like, yeah, I'm fucking like stuck in Arizona, like fucking like can you come get me or some shit? And I was like, well, I was like gonna do it maybe, because I was like if I drive all, because like 5 hours away.
Fuck yeah.
So I was like, if I go all the way out there, do we get to have sex the whole way back, like for free?
Yeah, stop at a rest stop, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, every rest stop that we pass, we have to stop at. And she was like, well, are you still gonna pay me like to do that?
No.
And then I was like, no, I'm already paying gas and then fucking like my time and shit. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's crazy. And she was like, oh, I just wouldn't feel right. But then she hits me up the next day. So that was 2 days ago. Then she hits me up yesterday and she's like, actually, like, all right, fucking, if you come out here and pick me up. Well, like, no, later. I was down. I was like, that's why I went and sold the record player, because I was like, I need more money. I was like, I didn't have enough gas money. I needed gas money. And then I went and played music at the fucking at OB to make some money to like drive down there, and I like had basically enough money. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking. But then she fucking was like, oh, actually, my brother's coming out here to get me,
and he's not gonna fuck me. No.
Yeah, he's not gonna fuck me. Maybe no, but no, he was like, because I guess like her brother heard like the dude who she was with there like threatening her, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna come like beat that fucking dude's ass. And I was like, good, all right. Like I was like, that's better. Like you're, because I'm not gonna get violent. I'll help her out of the situation, but I'm not gonna fucking like I'm not catching a straight bullet for this shit. Like I was like, yo,
before
like,
you even fucked her, so it's like,
Exactly. No way. I mean, I fucked her before, but yeah, exactly. I haven't gotten any reward for it's 5 hours of driving.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm glad you didn't go. I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. Well, then and then today she hits me up and she was like, because I was like, all right, like she's like, what up? Like she's like, actually, she's like,
I'm back in town.
Well, she was like, no, my brother, no, she's not back in town. She was like, I'm still like, she's like, I'm on my way because I got a rental car. She's like, but fucking now I need like $70 so I can fucking get the gas to get back or whatever. And I was like, well, I already spent all the money like that fucking I made yesterday, because like you said you didn't need help, and then like you already had a ride. So I was like, I don't have any more money. And then she was like, what the fuck? Like, and I was like, what? Like,
she's
I was like,
you?
She got hella bitch. She was like, yo,
I would.
Yeah, she started like chirping off, and I was like,
I would cut that chick out of my life, dude. I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah, no, I did block her today.
But that's the thing.
Was like,
she'll text you from a different number.
Yeah, she has done that, but she'll say who it is. So I'm just like, all right, block right away. Yeah, it is weird for them to have your phone number, and you're like, but just delete this. But I'm sure after this time, she will delete. I mean, she was chill, like she was a cool person, I guess. But it's like I almost got like tired of it, where I was just like,
but that's the thing, because it's like, business, and it seems like
you
guys, it fluctuates between acquaintanceship, friendship, and then shit gets confused. So it's like, nah,
exactly. Like if you could be cool, it's like you can then like we can kick it maybe, but it's like most of these girls are just about their money, which I respect. But it's like don't like exactly. Don't like
friendly,
front. Don't front
like,
super friendly.
What
but
are you
then
doing? Like,
when like you're not getting like exactly what you want, be like, oh, what the fuck? And it's like, yo, you like I was saying I was gonna come get you, and then you said, oh, my brother's coming, I got a ride. Then you never reached out and were like, actually plans changed.
I rented the car. You're gonna come
exactly.
back?
And I'm like, why?
Gas money.
Well, and I'm like, yeah, you couldn't have thrown down gas money. Like you can rent a car, but you couldn't offer to like throw me like fucking $60 to drive. Like,
to me, it just doesn't make sense, and I wouldn't be like arguing with this chick. I'm like, hey, bitch, you should have taken the Greyhound if you have money for a rental.
Exactly.
Like Greyhound would have been cheaper. It's gonna take you like 2 days to get here.
Well, I think once chicks get to like when they're hooking and stuff, they like to like live a certain lifestyle. Like they don't save that money.
They
like
don't.
Maybe,
they spend it.
They spend it. They're going to get nails done. They're going to get like everything. I've seen these chicks. They're just trying to fucking blow that money because they're trying to fucking. I mean, obviously, it's a hard work. It's a hard job. Like I feel for sex workers. Like I'm not trying to bag on hookers right now. It's fucking hard work. It's shitty work.
They're smart. They reinvest
hard
that
situations.
Money. They
but
put
nobody.
up a business.
A lot of them aren't. Though. A lot of them aren't because they gotta fucking. They're trying.
Education.
Because they're trying to patch up this pain, like this hole that they're like, like getting fucked like that, like just for money and being like objectified like that. It does fuck you up. I mean, and that's why whenever I'm like with a hooker, if I am,
you make love to them, huh? You don't fuck.
I don't make love. No, I'm having sex. I'm having fucking porn idealized sex in my head, like what I see on a porn and then want to try and mimic sadly, which probably looks way sadder. But in my head, I'm like, yeah, fucking, But I'm always trying to be very much a gentleman, very sweet, very gentlemanly. Like give him a good time.
Gentleman John. Huh?
Yeah, Gentleman John. Exactly. There you go. That's the name of the episode right there.
Gentleman John.
Yeah, dude. All right, write that down. Don't forget it. You got it right. Gentleman John. All right, we got it right at the buzzer, dude. Fucking hell yeah, dude. Actually, we got 2 minutes. We're almost there. But fucking yeah, dude. Well, you want to plug anything? Plug any? Your Instagram or
Instagram. Man, my last name is so complex. Pause if you have to. R.A. Villasenor, Villasenor. You know what? Follow all the open mics. You might see me in San Diego somewhere. That's all I do. Open mics.
Hell yeah. Open mics. We out here. We're gonna hit some tonight. Got MP Bar. Got fucking Madhouse. Madhouse is back in full swing. That's pretty cool.
Might see me barking downtown on on F Street, G Street, 5th and 6th, up and down outside Tacos El Gordo.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I'm stoked Madhouse is back. It does, I was saying this to Dayton, but it feels like Madhouse is a very tight clique. They all know each other really well, so it feels sometimes cliquey there.
Interesting.
Or just
I'm too new to notice that, but I see it, but it doesn't affect me.
But I love those guys. I love Madhouse, but I just feel like an outsider a little bit when I'm at Madhouse. You know what I mean? Where I'm even though it's where I started, it's where I first started going up. When they they were doing the mic the last time or whatever, and I went up, and I was there for 3 months, and then I left. But it's just because I am a transplant, where it's I didn't live here, was here for a bit, started comedy here, left, dipped out for 8 months, came back.
Okay,
now I've been back for a year, but it's still pretty, still much greener and newer in friendships or newer in acquaintances than a lot of these people who have known each other for 2-3 years or whatever. Some of these folks
6 months, so
but it's cool. I'm stoked the Madhouse is back. It's just a weird thing. When I'm with homies and stuff, when I roll in with my boys, when I roll in with Austin or fucking Dayton or that, then I feel more comfortable because I'm I got my peoples, but when I'm just there alone, I always feel a little self-conscious.
Dude, I go alone everywhere.
Yeah, I do too. Most of the places I do. And it's good to be it's good to be comfortable. It's just a weird thing, but it's also that's also me just projecting shit where I'm oh, I'm uncomfortable or I'm not wanted, and then it's people don't even really care, bro. They're not even thinking one way or another. They're not fuck this dude, or they're not they're just yo, we're doing our thing. But it is just but it just takes patience. I think that the more you're in comedy, the more that you do this, the deeper relationships you'll forge, and you'll start to find who your people are versus just who the acquaintances are versus who are the people who you don't really fuck with, because they're just both whatever we do. We exist in the same space without actually coexisting.
There you
go. But all right, well, shit, thanks for coming on the pod, Raul. Yeah, dude. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in to West Side Stories podcast. Please like and subscribe. Send this to all of your family members.
There we go.
We want your grandma.
Just in time for the holidays.
Yep, exactly. Watch us at Christmas, guys. All right, peace.